In this video, we're going to use arrow notation to describe local behavior and end behavior of rational functions. They give us a rational function here. You can see we have a vertical asymptote at x equals -2 and a horizontal at y equals -1. What we want to do, I think the best method for this would be to just list out what our end behavior is. So we're going to say as x approaches -infinity, y is approaching, well, as I approach -infinity, so I'm going this direction in the x direction, I'm getting closer and closer to this asymptote, which is at -1 for the y value. So y is approaching -1. If I look at the other infinity, so I'm going to positive infinity this time, so I'm moving along this function, I am butting up against the asymptote, the horizontal asymptote at y equals -1, so y is approaching -1 as well. If I now look at what's happening as my function approaches the asymptotes, so as x approaches -2, and I have to be specific because -2 is the only vertical asymptote, I'm actually approaching it on two different sides. I'm approaching it from the negative side and from the positive side. So let's look at from the negative side, and I can write that as, I can symbolize it by writing a negative in the upper right hand corner. So x approaches -2 from the left. As I come from the left and just follow up this line, I am approaching a y value of infinity, right? My x value is getting close to -2, but my y value is just going farther and farther to infinity. So I'm going to say y is approaching infinity there. And then if I look at the x value as we approach -2, but from the right this time, so I come from the right, it bends downwards, I am approaching -infinity as I get closer and closer to that vertical asymptote. So y is approaching -infinity. Now once I write these four things, I can go through and figure out which ones work. So that one works. That one does not work. This one, -2 from the left to infinity, that one works. And then I've got no, and yes, that one matches up with what we got right there. So I only got 3 of the 4, but if you just do all of them, then it'll be really easy to find the 3 or 4 choices.